and I have some
shoutcasts. Generals, gentlemen.
Hello, welcome back to the Generals Gentlemen. Today we are back in your ears on Melting Snow, one of Relax's custom maps. Today we have Hiryu as the blue USA laser.
And we have cncHD, our fellow caster, as the China.
Yeah, cncHD.
Yeah, buddy.
He is an absolute baller. I love that guy.
Okay, so we see a command center cell from cncHD going for a double supply.
I'm actually in the process of editing a double cast. It's the same kind of concept with Stanislav TV against cncHD, where we have our own perspectives and we swap between them, and it's really quite fun. It's going to turn out very well. So I'm looking forward to posting that. It's going to be awesome, but there's so much work editing it, more so than normally.
Okay, we see a dual war factory opening here from cncHD and a barracks and a war factory going up from Hiryu up the top.
Yeah, the thing is with this war factory placement, it's actually kind of interesting because whenever I go for my war factories, I always, against USA especially, I always place them in front of the supplies. And the reason why that's really important is because it makes it a lot harder to actually harass your supply trucks with Rockvies. Because then if you have a a Gatling tank and a Rockvie, then the Rockvie can just juke around and actually completely avoid the Gatling. So definitely having half of that walled off is very important.
Yeah, we can see Hiryu up the top going for a Rockvie with 4 missile defenders in it, as well as having, of course, both suppliers going up the top.
Meanwhile, though, we're actually seeing really fast Battle Masters, which is very interesting. Generally, you see China go for a lot of really early Chinooks, Gatlings, sorry, I don't want to keep calling them Chinooks, is to actually deal with those Chinooks, because with Battle Masters, you can't really harass much. You have to kind of kill their buildings or their dozers.
So this is going to be an interesting little push here from cncHD, of course, getting that Horde bonus from having that many.
Yeah, with the Horde bonus, Battle Masters are very strong with how cheap they are with the Horde bonus for the price. So the Rockvie now is actually going to take down some of these trucks, and without that war factory walling off, he is going to actually lose one of those trucks. Whoopsie there. And meanwhile, it is juking around the other side.
Of course. Oh, good placement there, moving the supply truck in to try and get some splash damage on the Rockvie, but
almost
unsuccessful.
Yeah, not quite there. So now he has 2 Gatling tanks. He will be able to ward off this Rockvie, but the damage was already done.
We have seen, of course, my fellow caster Onish Machine lose Rockvies to supply truck placement. And we see Rockvie moving in to take out, do a bit more harass on the suppliers and Gatlings.
That Rockvie. Anyway, so the Battle Masters are pushing through now. There is a laser tank. The laser tank will not be able to do much, so focusing down the Gatling, probably so then the Rockvies will be more effective. Because once the Gatling goes down, you can just laser lock that down and be like, lol. And also the fact that the Gatling tank will gun down the Chinook. So you definitely need to focus down the Gatling so you can just eject and laser, actually losing one of those Rockvies though. But now, because the Battle Masters are so slow, you can just kite all day infinitely along with Battle Masters, laughing at how slow they are. But definitely he's...
Yeah, hopefully we're seeing some evacs, maybe some laser locks as well. There we go. Popping out some missile defenders. Well, that Gat tank is way out of position and I'm unable to take out the laser tanks in time. Oh, one Rockvie does go down. This is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I disagree with the choice of getting a 5-to-1 ratio. You definitely probably want a 2-to-3 ratio with Gatling ECMs. Actually, you're losing the Humvee, but is getting the ejects. That's not a big deal at all.
All the missile troops do survive.
So, once again, probably trying to go for some dozer hunting, or maybe just using the Battle Master to damage down buildings, because 5 Horde bonus Battle Masters can take down buildings really quite fast.
So there's a bit of a loss there for cncHD, a bit annoying that push didn't actually work, and we see a laser turret up the top to defend Gatling tank harass on the Chinooks.
Yeah, very good there, because with that laser tank, it means you can just kind of defend these areas and not have to worry about actually being flanked. So 2 Rockvies are pushing out. They're going to try some harassment of their own, but now the airfield is going down, so that might, it'll definitely block the Rockvies from taking down those trucks. So then these Gatling and Battle Masters might actually be able to deal with those if micro correctly.
cncHD seeing the laser turret and being, oh no, and moving them the other way through the middle. So really annoying there. A good placement there from Hiryu. We see the Rockvies moving in, losing the Battle Master, and will actually lose their airfield most likely.
cncHD realising his mistake and now building a whole bunch of Gatling tanks instead, but still is mixing in several Battle Masters to actually deal with those Rockvies. So the Gatling tanks are actually gunning down quite a lot. I think we saw a field repair. No, we didn't because there's no command center, sorry. So yeah, one of those Rockvies did actually go down. Meanwhile, we have cncHD pushing through into Hiryu's base. Gatlings are taking down some of those Chinooks.
With the Battle Masters taking care of the laser tank. Good choice of the laser tanks there, especially with this mix. If you can focus down those Battle Masters, he'll then have like free reign over the Gat tanks.
Yeah, the laser tanks are going to be so much better at dealing with these Gatlings than what these Rockvies are. So basically, I think as I mentioned last game, Rockvies counter tanks, tanks counter other tanks, and then your Gatling tanks counter the Rockvies. So it's kind of this system that you change your units depending on the enemy's composition. So the laser tanks are being not doing very effective, and that's because there is so much stuff there. But now, with the help of these missile defenders, they will make short work of these tanks here, mopping up the rest of its army here. Which at least a spy drone is going to actually give quite a lot of vision on the army composition of cncHD.
So here we will actually be able to build some more laser tanks, for example, to counter the Gatlings and things like that.
Yeah, that's very important, having that spy drone, anywhere near the base, so because he knows exactly how much units he has, so then he can build his laser tanks or Rockvies accordingly to deal with what cncHD is actually building.
Okay, that last Gat tank did in fact go down. Interestingly, we didn't see it push up some more and try and take out a couple of Chinooks. All the Chinooks of Hiryu actually surviving during that exchange.
Another airfield going down. You definitely want some helixes. But I think with cncHD, he's doing really well getting this map control, but he isn't actually capitalizing on it. He hasn't not only got these supplies, but he hasn't got the oil or this refinery. And that refinery is quite important if you're just spamming a whole bunch of vehicles, and that's what China does very well.
We see that airfield's starting to get built again, so hopefully, we'll be seeing some quick helixes there, and hopefully a bit more, maybe some Gat tank Hyrax. Yeah, here we go. Seeing an interesting unit composition, trying to take out those laser tanks like happened in the last exchange. Oh, Gatling tank a bit out of position there, might actually die to the laser tank.
And if that goes down, then he loses any anti-infantry. So cncHD has to actually retreat, otherwise he will lose it to those missile defenders in those Rockvies.
Popping out, we see some individual laser locking.
I mean, there's so many Battle Masters, it'll just absolutely rip through any of these laser tanks, but now with the missile defenders, they will deal with those tanks very well and actually warding them off completely. So definitely I'd like to see some more Gatling tanks to deal with these Rockvies. However, he might actually use his airfield to get perhaps MiGs, and MiGs are going to be very good at dealing with rocket infantry, so maybe that's what he's going for. Maybe that's why he's building
a dual airfield, so it's fairly interesting.
Running the Rockvies into the Battle Master tanks, using the repair to actually keep those tanks alive. So that was a bit out of position there, but actually, yeah, look, we have a Helix going down.
Micro there from cncHD.
Now, interesting to see which upgrade he goes. I would say a Gatling, unless he starts building a whole bunch of Gatling tanks, and then obviously you want a bunker. So yeah, we might see a Gatling to actually deal with these Rockvies, because he's still building a whole bunch of Battle Master tanks. War factories go. What? Did he sell his war factories?
I think he might have done, because they did not die. It looks like he's just going to balls out some aircraft. Gives no craps.
Nice transition there from cncHD with both of those war factories being sold, giving him an extra 2,000, which is it's more than a Helix. So that's okay. He's probably going to rely on this push, because if he doesn't win very soon, three helixes going down.
Okay, because there is. But the Hiryu does have a. Is it will the Spy Drone?
The Spy Drone's there.
Yeah, we'll be covering those helixes, so we'll be seeing some probably some Avengers popping out or something like that, which could be very bad for cncHD.
I mean, Raptors are the ideal counter, but they take so long to get. You can't get them as like a panic thing, whereas Avengers you can. Their Rockvies are pushing now into cncHD's base, but the Gatling tanks are there that might actually ward off those Rockvies. Search and destroy, so now he's going to have no difficulty at all actually dealing with his Gatling tanks.
And cutting away. We did see cncHD taking out.
What the hell?
Helixes!
What?
Helixes!
5 helixes?
5 helixes! Gonna just popping out the. Oh no, that's no good. That's no good.
None of them actually. Oh, the splash damage!
Splash damage, they're too grouped, they're too grouped. Oh, 3 helixes go down. 4, maybe 4 helixes.
Whoops.
Oh, whoops.
And
really should have split them up there.
That is why you make sure you split up your air units.
X key, X key, X key, ladies and gentlemen.
X key is your friend, Mr. cncHD. But actually, it was quite convenient that the only helixes that died were actually helixes that didn't have Gatling cannons. So that could have gone a lot worse for cncHD, but now the A-10s are actually coming in.
And
if they hit the
take
airfield,
out those,
they will get the helixes.
They look like they're going to go in.
They lift off the helixes.
Helixes do left off in time.
Good timing there.
Really well done there by cncHD.
Yeah, obviously paying attention there. So the Gatling tanks are actually camping down these Chinooks, so it is actually getting in the way of cncHD's mining. But now the fact that Hiryu's mining, but now that he has actually cncHD has lost his supply, he's going to have a harder time mining himself. The Gatling tanks are being ripped through by the combination of missile defenders and a laser tank there as well. So there's so many helixes, and that one's really weak.
That runs a really weak helix.
That should probably not be
that off. Yeah, there we go.
So we have
does leave it there.
2 Gatling cannons. That's going to absolutely rip through all of these Rockvies. trophies. Look at that.
Well done.
Those
helixes are very effective now that Hiryu doesn't actually have a lot in the way of units, so hopefully we'll be seeing them doing a bit more harass there.
Yeah, could you imagine if there were 5 of them?
Oh, wow, yeah.
But unfortunately, these Gatling helixes have no way of actually taking down these Chinooks, whereas the bunker helixes obviously do. He really needs to get a prop tower to heal his helixes, but he probably lost the one that was actually upgrading.
We're just an arty strike coming in here from cncHD.
Oh, the Avenger is inside of that war factory, and he's not focusing it.
There's no focusing here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we just see a carpet bomb coming down. Will it be there in time? Will that Helix survive? Helix does survive, so we do have one Helix left and another one coming in as well.
So it's possible that cncHD was actually trying to focus, because it was inside of the war factory, it can be very hard to click, and that's kind of why you got to use the guard mode. So now we are seeing a prop tower Helix. That's very good. With that prop tower, he will be able to actually heal up that Gatling, but the laser Patriots
managing to put up the power. That was powered down, but yeah, Hiryu must have managed to put up a power somewhere. Yep, there's the power, and yeah, the laser turret, actually managed to take out one of the helixes.
He killed that barracks, so the dozer building the barracks, but
good.
He didn't have a command center anyway. Like, it would have been worth suiciding for that dozer had he not had a command center, but he does, so he can just rebuild that, and actually power dropping down to get some more missile defenders in to actually take down that helix. However, the helix...
laser locking, doing a lot of damage.
They both go down.
Both go down, everything goes down.
He had his command center.
Focusing there from his cncHD.
Yeah, he might have had repaired, or it was on cooldown, but he could have repaired that with the command center had it not been on cooldown. But yeah, once again, he suicided to take down the dozers, which, you know, why? He has a command center.
Dozers are 1,000, helixes are more than that, so really not the best of ideas.
Yeah,
you do see those battle masters moving down the bottom to do some dozer harass. One of them did go down, as I see in the minimap.
Oh,
yes.
Both dozers go down, that'll actually hurt quite a fair bit. But meanwhile, we have cncHD has actually rebuilt his bottom supply, so now he's mining off 2, whereas Hiryu is back on this northern supply because of cncHD's aggression. He's put him back to 1 supply most of the game, actually.
Yeah, CNC has indeed swapped, so he sold his airfields off, no more helixes for him, and gone for a war factory instead.
If he actually, if he goes for bombardment, then he will get that defensive cannon to actually deal with these battle masters, and he still has search and destroy. I think he should definitely get bombardment so that his Crusader tanks deal a lot more damage against Battlemaster tanks, because they already outrange Battlemasters with Search and Destroy. Oh, the Gatling tanks are moving forward. They're really caught by this Garrison here.
That Garrison's doing a fair bit of damage, may actually take out one of the Gat tanks, but since he does catch up to it, moves away. Good repair.
So the Battlemaster tanks, they're not going to have any way of actually doing any damage because there are so much infantry that Battlemasters are pretty bad against.
Hopefully we're seeing these Gat tanks moving in to take care of the infantry and the tanks.
With those Gatling tanks, those Gatling tanks could take down all of his infantry and then all of these Chinooks, so he could very well win the game with this push right now of these Battlemasters and Crusader tanks. But the Crusader tanks, oh, look at that, almost taking out the Patriot.
The bombs.
So now this laser tank needs to keep this alive, because with this laser tank he can take down all of these battle masters, but no, he's going to lose that by the looks of it. Just kidding, actually, because... Oh, it does go down, unfortunately,
Laser locks not splitting up those, so they're going to take out 1, maybe 2 Gatlings. Second Gatling does go down, but now he has 2 Gatlings and 2 Battle-Masters in the base. And we see an 18 airstrike coming in down the bottom from Hiryu, probably going to go for that supply.
So that was actually... For... No. The A10 strike hit
the A10 strike hit there,
I think he was predicting the fact that cncHD would move his tanks over here, which if he did, he would have lost all of that. So now, with no Laser Crusader, this Gatling tank is going to have free. We need to keep that alive. If he keeps that alive, it'll regenerate its health. So definitely, Battlemasters, keep that Gatling alive, because you need that to deal with the infantry as well as the Chinooks.
Hopefully we'll see repair come up with cooldown as soon as possible. Nice hiding with that laser tank. It does have more range than the Battlemasters with the Search and Destroy being active at the moment.
Yeah, I think Search and Destroy, it's so good when it's a small engagement, but when it's a big engagement, you really want bombardment for that 20% damage, which makes a huge difference. Especially then when you get a composite armor, and then like lasers, they're just so strong. Composite armor plus bombardment, or actually hold the line. So the Gatling tank took down one
out
of
of
the
position,
Chinooks.
managing to take out 1 Chinook, however, backing up those Battlemasters obviously couldn't win that engagement. See their flame tank moving in there to just make sure that Garrison was cleared, so cncHD can run through the middle without Hiryu actually knowing. Interestingly, I'm not actually seeing any spy drones around the map as much as I would have seen. Like he does have a command center.
Yeah, you're right.
I think he might have been forgetting about it, because they're really important for USA map control. If he has them, he only has 1 down at the moment, whereas they come off cooldown. I think it's 130 or something like that.
It's not long.
It really isn't long. And really, if you can put them all around the map, then by this stage, Hiryu should have a good idea of everything that's coming.
So, finally, cncHD does eventually get these middle supplies, which is good because he's had map control for pretty much the entire game, but he hasn't actually exploited it. He hasn't actually got these middle supplies, nor the derrick or the refinery. So, yeah, Hiryu has been pushed back, but he's done a very good job at actually holding off any of these attacks by microing between his laser tanks, infantry, and even Rockies as well. So swapping to something, actually, yeah, look, the units have been powered down, but that's because he is swapping his plan, whatever it's called. So his hold the line has gone down. Okay. I'm not sure why exactly.
An arty strike coming in, taking out the supply, a tunic and power, combined with the power. Oh, that's a good switch to, he actually switched to hold the line, so that's why he switched to hold the line, so he can actually hold off from that carpet bomb. Which is a really good choice there.
These laser tanks are ripping through this Gatling. He needs to get the barracks. No, the barracks
it goes down.
So now he cannot build any tank. If he had tank hunters, he would have had no trouble at all taking down his laser tanks. He's going to need to get some more battle masters. Even I would go listing posts, because listing posts, then you can take those garrisons, and those garrisons are so important. So more infantry coming down. If he can get those garrisons now,
that's going to be a good holding up, and that's really going to stop the mining of the middle supplies by cncHD.
Yeah, he's going to need flame tanks, and flame tanks are so easy to deal with because of how strong laser tanks are. So meanwhile, we do have another power going down
again,
because cncHD actually took out his power with that. But no, the supply goes down.
Really good garrison there. Well,
yeah, actually, before the reason why he went to hold the line is because he heard the artillery in the background. He probably saw the cup bomb with the spy drone as well. I thought it was to make his tank stronger, but no, it was actually for that building defense.
Really good to see from USA. You often see those switches just to
he's
deal
a flame
with
tank now. The flame tank
situation. Yeah, that flame tank's going to do a fair bit of damage to the infantry.
Gatling tanks might even no. So the flame tank's going to have to take out this garrison, but he has 3 laser tanks and maybe a Rockfee. I'm not sure if that's empty or not.
Oh, Gatling tank in the wrong position.
The repair just a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Good evac there.
They might even just flame the buildings, because those buildings are going to be very important to actually deal with.
Yeah, that'd be good to see. We see 2 flame tanks, but it looks like they're going to go down to the laser tanks. They are vulnerable, very vulnerable tanks. Yeah. We see all the supply trucks. Unfortunately, cncHD did not move them out of the way. That's going to be a bit of an economic blow next time if he does actually throw down the middle supply again.
So if he can micro this right, if he can take down that garrison, then he will have a pretty easy time with all of these battle masters. But now we are seeing a Vet 2 laser tank, and Vet is very important for USA, because even if you kill it, it'll just change Vet and keep going again. So flame tank is being focused down, but no, it looks like he is actually trying to kite away those laser tanks using that long range. So it's kind of like Rockbees where you kite, except they're tanks. And then they're not really fast.
And I really like that garrison, changing garrisons by Hiryu just to support his laser tanks, meaning that cncHD can
carpet bomb might take down those laser tanks.
Well placed.
No,
not quite.
Just missing, unfortunately. If that garrison goes down, that'd be very important.
That garrison will go down, and the infantry does go down, so that's quite well done there. Unfortunately, not getting the tanks.
That was very important. Another air. Oh, 2 more helixes. cncHD absolutely loving this helixes.
Oh, those laser tanks will not be loving those helixes.
There goes the dozer,
I can't shoot at the air.
No, but the Rockbee can.
It can. Those tower missiles. Oh, it doesn't look like it is a Rockbee. Okay.
That's not a bad deal at all. He can take them easily.
Yeah,
but
easily taken down.
He definitely needs a bunker helix to deal with these laser tanks, but he doesn't actually have any barracks, so maybe even have to get some listening outposts. So look at cncHD's money. He's very poor. He doesn't have much money, or he cannot actually rebuild his supply. He's going to have to start selling buildings to actually be able to rebuild that. But meanwhile, Hiryu is actually going strong with his long distance mining.
And we see another A-10 airstrike coming in from Hiryu.
Oh, the tower missiles!
Don't tower missiles taking out the helix. Oh, this is not good. One helix does go down.
And now your laser tanks are just kiting all day, and the A-10 strike tanks are war factory. So GG from cncHD.
Yeah, that was a really interesting game.
I absolutely love cncHD's strategy of ballsing out a huge ground army and then selling both of your factories and transitioning into double airfield helix spam. And it would have worked so well had he not lost those 3 helixes to that really bad miss micro where he had them grouped up against the Rockbees, I think.
Yeah, it was. That splash damage doing a lot of damage and taking out... Yeah, that helixes could have been really good. I really liked seeing that from cncHD. He's like, okay, we're war factories, airfields, war factories, just changing up all the time, which just means... here he's actually going to... Okay, right, he's building helixes. I'll counter that with Avengers. Oh, wait, he built a war factory. Now, so it's forcing Hiryu to counter each of his separate units.
And when we actually think about it, it was rather clever, because in the beginning of the game, I was looking at his composition, and I'm like, well, why isn't he building more Gatling tanks? This is really dumb. So what Hero was doing, he was just building a whole bunch of Rockvies to take down the Battlemasters, no problem. But then when the Helixes come in, they would have absolutely ripped through all of those Humvees, which would have been really good. But as I said, yeah, it was just down to that poor miss micro there. But the strategy was actually quite a sound strategy.
Yeah, I really like seeing that, actually. Yeah, cncHD, doing a lot of good job. Yeah, does have the supply advantage there.
Yeah, he also should have capitalised his middle map control. But I think that'll summarise any last words for today.
Yeah, I would like to see, of course, here throwing down some more of the Spider-Heads.
Oh, yeah, that was
nice to see.
there.
He did win the game, of course, but it's nice to have USA late map control just because they have drones everywhere. They do have a ridiculous line of sight and just tell you everything that's coming.
Especially within your Get Intelligence. Oh, well, stay tuned for next episode of the
General's Gentleman.
Yeah.